Shining ones, skills on the platform. This is the oracle read for our fire signs. All right, fire signs. All right, for our fire signs. What came out for you guys today? Our fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Is Han Sha Zen Shou Nin. This symbol given during Reiki level 3. And you know what? Listen, I'm going to tell you guys up front too. For our fire signs, go and listen to the Earth and go and listen to the water oracle read as well. It all ties in because I literally pulled automatically just fell out for all of the Reiki symbols for our earth signs, for our water signs, and this third one came out for the fire sign. So there's something going on right now with the elements of fire, earth, and water. So there's a connection there, right? We're all connected in some way, shape, or form either way, but there's a connection with the oracle reads with these three signs. But let's go. Now, this symbol is given during the Reiki 2, is referred to as a distance healing symbol, and is the third traditional symbol in Reiki. Han Sha Zen Shonen means roughly, may the Buddha in me connect to the Buddha in you to promote harmony and peace. Okay? So, being that the Buddha, right, be connected within all of us, be connected, in short. Okay? In other words, there's something innately that we are all connected, right? So treat our brothers and sisters correctly, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated, right? That's the golden rule in the scriptures. It teaches treat others the way you want to be treated. Now, we know our fire signs can be hot and ready to scorch everything in its path. We already know. I have heavy fire within me as well, right? In my chart. I have a lot of the elements within my chart, right? So we know that fire signs tend to just charge forward and move along ahead and just go full steam ahead in whatever decision that they want to make or whatever that they want to do, right? Nonetheless, keep in mind your fellow man and woman. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Now, just as you tend to want to, fire signs just want to run through and do things, make things happen, and kind of in a sense maybe don't care what kind of destruction you cause in your path as long as you get what you want. Keep in mind, there's always going to be someone who will be sharper than you, right? Whatever element sign they may be. There's always going to be someone who knows more than you, who is able to do more than you. But what we got to understand is we have to show others respect that we want ourselves, right? So that's what I'm getting in this read is for our fire signs, for you guys to really think about the movements you make, you know, in advance. Don't just jump ahead and just do something and then you try to roll over people just to get what you want, right? Essentially, you're only harming yourself when it's in the long run. You may get away with it at first, right? You may go do something and say, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do whatever I want and I'm going to do it to whoever I want, whenever I want to do it. Hey, but just remember, there's consequences and repercussions in the decisions that we make. You can't just run around and think you're just going to bulldoze over people and not expect any kind of consequences, right? Right. I think you guys understand that, right? We understand each other on that note. Fire signs, right? Because I can relate, right? Now, It's possibly the ability to travel not simply over physical distances with its healing energy, but also throughout time and space. Right? So let me just run that over again. It means Sha, Zen, Shonen means roughly, may the Buddha in me connect to the Buddha in you to promote harmony and peace. It possesses that ability to travel not simply over physical distances with its healing energy, but also throughout time and space. In other words, there's no excuse for mistreating others. Because, meaning that harmony and peace should be with you at all times, no matter where you go. If you're not connected to it, fire signs, this is Oracle Read is suggesting that you get connected to it. Especially, you want to be at a certain place in your life. You want to be able to have access to certain things. You want to be able to do certain things and get in places where you may have never been before. You're going to have to change the way you see, do things, and the way you move. You're not going to be able to expect the same results. You're not going to expect different results by doing the same thing over and over again, which we know is called insanity. If you want a different result, you must perform a different act. You must behave in a certain way to be able to get that result you're looking to seek. If you want to get in rooms, if you want to get in places with certain people on certain levels, you have to move accordingly to be able to get yourself in those kind of groups and circles. You can't move the way you've probably been moving before, because a lot of people are not going to tolerate it, especially if you're making foolish decisions. And especially if you're making decisions that are only benefiting you and not the group. Right? You got to make decisions that's going to benefit not only yourself, but others. Not saying that you put others before you. You always want to put yourself first, but you still want to think in a way where this decision that I make, is it going to be beneficial to others as well as myself? Or is it only going to be beneficial to me? Right? Right? Or is it only beneficial to you, or is it going to be beneficial to others as well? Because when it's all said and done, you could do something to benefit only yourself, but then again, how far can you get with that? Right? Whereas if you do something or, work with others to a point where you benefit the entire group, it'll last you longer, right? Because it may come to a point where you may not be in a good spot, but people that you've worked with in the past, you've done business with in the past, as an example, right? They may see you, you may approach someone that you've done business with before. They remember you from doing good business with them. They remember that, they were able to come up off of that idea that you guys worked together, right? And they're going to say to themselves, well, man, listen, you helped me out. That last idea, I made out like a fat cat, right? And they may help you out just off of that alone, right? So it's good to make and keep good connections and communication with people and not burn bridges. Now, there are times where you may have to burn a bridge, but for the most part, you want to be able to keep some type of alliances. If you don't have no alliances and you just turn around and burning bridges everywhere you go, you ain't gonna have nowhere to get to, right? Because you're gonna just have to continue moving forward on a nomadic sense, right? Because you have literally burned all bridges to people in the past because you wanted to do what you wanted to do and not considered others. Food for thought, fire signs, right? Maybe burn some bridges you wish you never burnt, right? That's what I'm getting. Wish I never messed up with that person, that one person who was good to me, right? You may have been with somebody, or you dealt with somebody who's good to you. You kind of knew you messed it up, but now it's just no coming back. The person don't even want to deal with you no more because they felt like you try to take advantage of them. You try to bulldoze them, right? People are not going for that these days. People are not going for no abuse from others just because you've been through some personal things in your life. You're going to have to man up, woman up from the decisions that you made in your past and move forward, All right. Let's move on. It possesses the ability to travel not simply over physical distances with its healing energy, also throughout time and space. When Ho Sha Z Shonen appears in your reading, the situation you are inquiring about may be blocked. See? Causing blocks within your relationships, causing blocks within your connections, right? If you burn a bridge down, now you're blocked off from getting to that side of of that land, or that town, wherever you are, right? Now you got to find a different way to get back to the other side, and you may not ever get back, right? Unless you build another bridge, that's going to take time. Now, in other words, we can avoid a lot of unnecessary things in our lives by acting right the first time. Okay. Let's see. If when it appears in your reading, the situation you are inquiring about may be blocked or hindered due to a past issue, right? Trauma or pain. There it is. Right? We are having our past experiences has put us in a mind space where we feel that people are going to take advantage of us, whereas not everyone actually are looking at you as a means to be able to take advantage of you. So it's in a sense, you have to give people a chance to do good or mess up, right? What the saying is truly is you're innocent until proven guilty. You have to, in a sense, give people a chance to prove themselves, a solid person or not. And time will tell if that person is solid or not, right? People are always going to reveal who they are. The mask slips. If you got a mask on, it's going to slip. If they're not being who they truly are, or being who they were meant to be, and they're trying to be something else, it's going to show. It's going to come out, period. No one can hide it. Even the most underhanded people, at some point in time, reveals who they are. You just have to be able to see it and catch it, all right? I'll just help y'all a little bit. Is love is kind, respectful, and peaceful all the time. So anybody running around all this foolishness talking about, if you're not arguing in a relationship, or you're gonna go through, some people are gonna see things different from you, but it doesn't have to, an argument doesn't have to come out from it, right? There's ways to resolve things. The issue is a lot of people weren't taught or raised how to solve issues. They were taught to just sweep it under the rug. So next thing you know, you try to walk in the house and you trip on the rug because there's a whole bunch of garbage underneath it, right? Bunch of nonsense from the past. Okay? So it also invokes the Reiki energy of this distant healing symbol through chanting it. So you can do some research, right? Don't just take my word for it when it comes down to the meaning of it, right? You can chant this symbol, the name of the symbol, right? You can draw it, or you can visualizing it and asking it to heal the root of the situation, right? So, once again, you have some past traumas. A lot of us have gone through past traumas, and as younger children, right? But it's for us to heal this. This is the theme for this week. Fire signs. Heal any past traumas. Learn how to let it go. Learn how to go through that dark night of the soul, right? That healing process where you just literally have to be alone and deal with yourself. Because if you can't be around yourself, what makes you think someone else wants to be around you? If you can't deal with your own situations and your own estate, what makes you think someone else is going to be able to be around you, right? Or even want to deal with you? Because if you don't deal with your own situation, someone else will deal with your situation, and you may not like the way someone else deals with it. So you're encouraged to take control over your situation and yourself, right? This card is asking you to examine the true underlying cause of friction. Is it you who's really causing the friction? May you tend to maybe want to project or gaslight other people or use narcissistic tactics against others when it's actually you, right? A lot of people are doing this these days. And I encourage you to stay away from these kind of people because they can be very dangerous, right? A lot of these kind of people are in jail, and a lot will be going to jail because they can't, for whatever reason, function properly in society. It's a dysfunction, right? A lot of people run around here dysfunctional. People are thinking along the lines that they deserve to have certain things without actually working for it. And they think that they can just get away with just taking from people. All these people are doing is just putting karma on their own selves and their lives. And that cause and effect, what you put out, you get back. In a lot of cases, you get it back even heavier than you put out. Be careful of what you put out. Fire signs, be careful. Right? Now, the card is asking you to examine the true underlying cause of friction. This requires looking past the surface and the superficial. It requires digging through the multiple layers of the situation in order to determine its root cause and in turn help to heal and resolve it. So, in other words, I'm going to conclude. Stop running from decisions that you know you have to make to improve your life. Because if you don't help improve your own life, no one's going to want to improve it for you. So you have the control and power to do so. Take control over yourself and your situation, so that way you can live the way you really want to live and not live the way someone else wants you to live. And I'll conclude with that for our fire signs. Peace.